morning from the head owner's garage, and this is my XJR. Now, the XJR has been up to my Jag Specialist, and I've had them give this car a good look over to see what I bought. And the list that come back of stuff that needs to be done in this car is a short list, and that's great. Overall, the car is very, very good, and I'm over the moon with that, because these cars could be an absolute minefield. So, good news. Main jobs that need to be addressed are, one, the brake hose on the driver's, the passenger's front side is a slight nick in it. It's not leaking, but it won't pass an MOT, so I need to sort that out. So I have some parts. I've got these Goodrich braided brake lines. These are wicked. We'll put those on and do a full brake fluid change as well. Bleed the brakes, so they won't be doing again. Aircon pump, that's noisy. You can hear the idler on it. So the car, when I'm driving in the test drive video that I showed you, you could hear quite a whiny noise. After looking at aircon pumps that you can get from breakers, I decided, bite the bullet, pay the money. We've got this brand new Denso AC compressor. It says it's the right part, it says it's the right part number. So yeah, better be, because it cost a few £100, but that is a genuine brand new Denso compressor. So that should be wicked, and that'll quieten that whiny noise down, so we should hear the engine, should hear the real note of the engine. That'll be great. And lastly is the oil sump pan. Although it's not leaking, they can show signs of corrosion, and they can go from nothing to everything quite quick. So today's video is going to be do the oil change, and part of that, put the new sump on it. I've also got a sump gasket as well, a British Parts gasket, which is a rubber gasket. So we did a sump on the X-Type the other day, and now we'll do a sump on this. So never done sumps before, now I'm doing 2 in a week. Fun. So the car's been warmed up now, it's been taken out. We're going to get it jacked up now safely and get under it. The sump on this is quite easy to get to, so hopefully piece of cake. Let's go. So just to show you what I'm doing here, on a conventional lift you'd put the arms on these mounts here, which is where I put my jack. And obviously you can put, I think the factory jack actually fits into those. Off that, you take that cap off, but we're not going to use a little jack like that. We've got the big SGS trolley jack. We're lifting it up on that jack in point there, and then under here I've got a massive front subframe there, and the plan is I'm going to sit the axle stand on there. So I'm going to sit one axle stand on this and the other on the one on the other side. You can see the sump is crusty, look at that. So this is why we're going to replace it. Just where my finger's pointing, I'll put the other axle stand. So the car resting on these points here, this actually says Jaguar Cars Limited front suspension assembly. So this should be solid for holding the axle stand, and despite the fact it looks a bit scabby under there, it just needs a wire brush and a bit of paint, which will look really good. Obviously that sump is coming off, but that should come up quite nice with a wire brush and some Genelite. But yeah, the corrosion on this car, not a problem. There's nothing major to worry about. I've got a little bit of something just to treat in the arches, which I'll do, but other than that it's all just surface and it'll be fine. It's solid, like we said, just this sump to do. So my little box of Jaguar XF parts here, which has now become my Jaguar XJ parts. Still have some parts for the XF, dynamic sweep indicators, rear boot loom, these aluminium paddles, door card clips for all cars, exhaust clamp, sump nut. That should also be in here amongst all these gubbins. Oh look, XJR speaker, magnet, get off. LED puddle lights, S badge there from my XFS I used to have. Genuine Jag oil filters. So EAZ 1354. This is the XJR. This is for you. Genuine Jag filter, 25 quid. And here, C2D 3670. This is the XFR 5 litre genuine oil filter as well. Now, what I'm actually looking for in here is there should be one more sump plug. It might actually be in the X-type box of spares. Oh no, there it is. There you are. Jaguar sump plug. Should be exactly the same as the one that goes in the XJR, so we use that. Spilt some oil, clearing up after the X-Type the other day. Fantastic. So she's safely jacked up now. She's got two axle stands on the front subframe assembly. The jack there is on the jacking point, and on the other side, the other jacking point is another axle stand. So there's three axle stands under there and the jack, so that should be safe to work on. I like to make sure that when I'm laying under a car that I'm not scared it's going to fall on my face, because I won't be making any more videos. So here's our new sump. This was from Auto Reserve. I've used them quite a lot for Jag spares. Never let me down. But this is the sump we've got for the XJR. Now this one has been powder coated, cleaned up, made it look nice again. So that should do the job. Should be good. There is a sump nut in there. It's a little bit crusty, so I'll take it out. Hopefully our nice genuine sump nut here from Jag is the same one. Exactly the same. That should be spot on. Fresh sump plug. And this is the British parts rubber gasket as well. So hopefully that will just sit in the block. It's got a couple of these little locators as well. So surely can't go wrong with that. It's got to be idiot proof. Even for me. So I'll keep that nicely wrapped up. And oil wise, got Motul 5W40 here. This XS Gen 2 should be absolutely spot on for the car. and this stuff is the nuts. So I've not actually used motor before, but yeah, I want to feed this car the best stuff, so we're going to go with the motor. So if you join me under here, there's our existing sump nut, just here. Oil filter, it's got a miler on that at the moment, which is good quality. Just need to remove this piece of trim here to get to that filter. Just one little bolt there. I think that's a 13mm there. So we'll just take that off. This should just drop down, get to the filter. The only thing I have noticed is that I've got a bit of a broken bit of plastic here. This bit's just flapping in the breeze and it's cable tied on. Can you see? Sorry, there. This bit is just cable tied on, so a bit broken. Just snip that off. I don't think we need that. And then just get those bolts off. Probably 8mm all round. So let's take our time, think about what we're doing. Should be fine. So loosen the oil filler cap there. Set that on there like that. Pull the dipstick tube up a little bit, just to aid the draining. Always put some protection down, protect your driveway. I like to keep my driveway clean as possible, although I've made a right mess on it recently. Still got my Kilda Works team mat as well to lay on. I like that. So first of all, that little piece of plastic trim by the oil filter that I showed you, that needs to come off first. Just a 13mm nut on there, 30mm bolt on there. So quickly zip that off. So that literally just unbolts, slide out of the way, clean it up, do that later, set that to the side. So the oil's draining out. What I don't know is when it was last serviced, what did they feed it? What oil did they put in? The other thing on this car, it's got no service stamp since 2010, which was 15,000 miles ago. The car has been serviced and it has been looked after, and I've seen other invoices that have got servicing done. But why can't you stamp the service book? Stuff like that I don't really understand. So it's going to get a first stamp in the service book for 15 years today when I've done this. But I'm building up a big history of the car. There is a lot of history with this car. The rule when buy one of these, people always say buy one with lots of history, every receipt, and what's been done. But generally, sometimes the condition, they say the condition speaks for itself, and yes and no. But this is a good car. So the oil filter, and this is just a screw-on cartridge. So by using these, I can just grip the cartridge and just turn it around, and that will loosen it off. That's how I'll filter off as well. So finish that drain, clean it all up with a bit of brake cleaner, and then we'll look at taking the sump off. Broken bit. By draining the old oil out into an empty canister, see how much oil I've drained. Wow, okay. I might fill, I'm going to fill this 5 litre tub, but that looks like almost all of the oil. 5 litres? I'm surprised because I expected it to be like 7 litres. Really what it takes? Reality is that's not even 5 litres because, well, it is just about 5 litres. I was expecting 6. 6.5 maybe. But I'll check the either way. We'll put 5 litres of that motor in, and then we'll measure it on the dipstick and see what it says. Top up from there. Slowly come down to my level. We've got a series of 8mm bolts. And they all seem to be undoing pretty easily. There she is. Sump is off. Sump pan's come off with ease, and that's what it looks like underneath. Now under here, I've just started putting this. This is the rubber gasket that sits in the block. So I'm just going to put a fresh rubber gasket on there and put the sump on. And this is nice and tight. There's no leaks, but I can just pull that out. And you can see it's got that little thing on it there, so it should be idiot proof to put that back in. So we'll do that now. Let's just take this out. Look at that. Comes out, piece of cake. Gasket's in good condition anyway, but since the sump's coming off, and I never want to do this again, we put a new gasket on. So there we go. And a quick coffee break as well. So literally all our new parts are in here. New Jag sump plug, oil filter, and this is the sump gasket from British Parts. So using these little locators on here, exactly where I need to put this gasket, how it goes in. I've just run my finger all the way around there just to make sure it's properly seated home and it all looks good, which it does. So fantastic. So now with that being done, finish my coffee. Now what I want to do is clean up all these little bolts as well. I'll put them all back in. There, swim in some brake cleaner. I can clean them all up. Ow. Obviously you don't have to clean all your bolts up. You can just put them back in. But again, I'm only doing this job once. Right, now let's line up the new sump pan. There we are, like that. Now starting around the edges, I'm going to pop the bolts in. I'm not going to tighten anything up yet. Literally get it into place first. So we want this to sit up, and we don't want it to move like that. If we tighten up, we want it just to sort of keep it as level as we can, if that makes sense. So we're just going to stick the bolts in around the edge first, just get them started. So all our sump bolts are in now and just holding it in place, so not tightened. And then I'm going to go around edges first, so this side opposite this front, opposite this back, this one, and then back, forth, side to side. So I've gone around the sump now 3 times and just double checked, triple checked. Everything's nice and tight and evenly tightened. So yeah, I'm happy that that's okay now. I'm happy it's tight and it's even, and we're not going to get any unexpected leaks. So I want to clean it up now with a bit of brake cleaner, make sure everything's nice and clean. Actually, I'm just about to put the new filter on as well. So yeah, I want everything nice and clean. Got our new sump plug here as well. So that's just in, it's not tight yet, it's just in place. And here's our oil filter. Proper Jag filter, beautiful. So with the filter, I'm going to put a little bit of fresh oil just around that. Like that. That filter literally just has to be hand tight. Just give it a nice tight turn and that's fine. And we'll just do up our sump nut as well. Get that nice and tight. And about 25 newton meters is all it needs. There's sump nut, new filter, and a lovely new sump. Now you can just check everything with me. The sump nut's been tightened. The new filter, the new genuine Jag filter there. It's nice and tight, hand tight, but tight. And the sump, the new sump, we've tightened all those bolts up, got that all nice, new gasket and everything. So now put some oil in it and make sure we don't get any leaks. You can hear that whining noise is the AC compressor, so that's the other bit we want to change. and that should get rid of that noisiness, because it shouldn't whine like that. However, sounding nice. Now, I always used to hear stories of the 4 litres that when you turn them off again when they're cold, you can bore wash them, and I'm sure that's not going to be a problem here. I'm just letting it run for a minute before I turn it off again, and then I'm going to put it back down onto level ground, and then we've got level ground, check the oil and dipstick, and top up where necessary. So, oil and sump replacement on the XJR sorted. So, not often used to have to replace an oil sump, but that's the one job that once it's done, that should be done. You don't have to do it again. So, yeah, new sump's on. I'll dispose of the old one, keep an eye on that for any leaks now, make sure everything's tightened, and take it for a run. Yeah, that's how we do it. So, I hope the video was useful. Stay tuned and give us a like and subscribe.